Hello, this is Queen Crosselite Owens, the founder of the International Voice Coalition, and this video it will be a summary report for the month of March of 2024 and also part of February of 2024, but primarily for a video summary report for that whole month. And this is, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have went down since the last time I did a video in regards to my situation. And a lot of y'all know that I am a targeted individual by the FBI, well, actually a special unit within the FBI that's funded by the Department of Justice, the U.S. Department of Justice. But I'm gonna try not to go long with this video like I used to. And I'm only going to do these videos by the month. I'm just going to only do a summary report by the month because now I have been very, very busy. The last time I did a video and the last time I talked to y'all, I was working at the Love Field Airport in Dallas, Texas. At Hearst, you know, via a staffing company, MLS, Managed Labor Solutions. But I'm no longer there because I had been telling y'all that God was going to move me to, he's going to take me out. He's going to snatch me out because of a lot of problems that the FBI and especially that group within the FBI, the Black Op Federal Group or Black Op Federal Unit or whatever you want to call it. But they had caused such a great ruckus. And then there was the celebrity witch that lives here in Dallas, Texas. And everybody know who she is. I actually slipped up and her name slipped out of my mouth. And I believe God just want me to come on out and say it because in a little while before this year's out, you know, that book is coming out. And she's coming out. Her name is coming out. So I might as well say it. I let it slip on that last video I had did, you know, in regards to my situation. You know, her name slipped out. And I didn't tell y'all that somebody in that group or somebody in that building where I was recording that video at the time, they had told the police to make me leave. But they did it in such a way, in a clever way, to say some lady, you know, thought I was some homeless lady just sitting out and all this kind of stuff. So they made up something, you know, and told me that that the lady was gonna keep calling. I believe it was one of the supervisors in that group, the FBI, because they have my phone cloned and bugged, and as well as my tablet. So, and they listen to every single word I say, and they're broadcasting me live talking and all this kind of stuff. So it's greatly believed that one of the supervisor ladies within that group didn't like what I was saying on the video because I was talking about Erykah Badu. She's the witch I had been talking about for months. All that stuff started coming out on her, all different kind of reports. Prophetically as well as psychic reports were coming out on her last year and this year. And all kinds of crimes and terrible things she done toward me. And so her name slipped out. I was trying not to say her name, but I'm going to say her name now because the book is coming out very soon. And, you know, it's no use of trying to hold it back. Well, it's obvious. And most people have figured out that I was talking about her because she don't try to hide that she's a witch anyway. Okay, so, you know, this is where she was. I think she was born and raised here in Dallas, so that they sort of celebrate her, sort of worship her, you know. But she's committed so many crimes. She's done so many things, and all the terrible things that she done to me and other people in my life. It's nothing pretty to talk about on that. But anyway, fast forward, and she played a great role at that job that I worked at the Love Field. Because I had transferred from the DFW airport to the Love Field airport in Dallas, Texas. And so when I got there, you know, it was felt like I wasn't going to be there very long, you know. And I felt that God was nudging me, which God was. He was telling me in my download that I wasn't going to be at the Love Field location very long either. He was going to snatch me out. You know, he wanted me to get out of blue collar work, not just because the FBI is doing all their ruckus and stuff that they've been doing for the last 25 years, but because it's just time for me to retire out of blue collar work. And so at the time we were looking at, you know, do gig work, you know, drive for Uber, Lyft, and elsewhere. So I was getting myself prepared for that because God says, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, you know. So anyway, for this month I said part of February, but definitely March of the 2004 of this year, I was working for Lyft. I actually took a leave of absence, like I had been telling y'all. There's a lot of things went down, and I told y'all about the prophet analogy, and it was involving my hair. And God still won't let me come right out and tell y'all exactly what it is right now. But you stay tuned when the book of visions come out, and there's going to be some videos and stuff coming out, you know, when I'm going to talk about some of the prophet analogies again. And this was involving my hair. And also, God is mainly talking about the FBI, you know, or the monsters in the FBI, and also this witch, Erykah Badu, and her secret society, if you want to call it that. So I was going through all of that, the prophet analogies, you know, dealing with my hair and things like that in regards to my hair. But I just can't tell y'all exactly what it is until later. And I finally had saved enough money, and I decided that it was time, because the prophet analogy was really whipping my butt, really, really much. But God was using that prophet analogy to talk to me about the I don't want to say what I really want to say, but I'll say a lot of the agents that were hidden out on that job, and a lot of the monsters in the government and the FBI that's after me. And also about Erykah Badu and her goons. So that's what that prophet analogy was about. That was dealing with my hair and everything. God was talking to me, using that prophet analogy to talk to me about these I don't know what I want to call them. I'm trying to be nice, but I'm trying to be professionally polite. But I'll just call them agents. Okay? I'll just call them agents. But that's what I had to deal with, that prophenology. And so it was hitting me so hard till I just knew that I had to. And I had my businesses, that I do online and everything. So I had those I was looking at. I couldn't get those done because I had to get out of blue collar work, and so that I could make time for those. So finally, about the first week of March, which was round about the 4th, 5th, or 6th, I decided that I was going to start driving for Lyft, or either Uber or Lyft, either one or the both. So I, rented me a car, and that first week I just kind of did it wrong because the company, their insurance was designed only for people that rent cars, as if they would rent hearse or some of those other cars, Enterprise or something like that, Avis. That's kind of what, they were lending those cars for something personal, like if you're going to a wedding or something like that. It's not for you're going to be doing gig work. The insurance is not geared toward that. Okay, it don't take care of passengers that way. Okay, so, and we found out that the company I rented that car from that first week, that, they don't allow that you to utilize the car, because what you're really doing is you are getting a third-party car, which is in some cases a lot cheaper than if you get it with hearse, and it's also a lot less stringent, a lot less red tape than you would get it with hearse or Avis. Not saying they're not good companies, just saying that, if you really want to get one quicker, then you could go to one of these third-party sites and rent out a vehicle that people may not be using. They have an extra vehicle and they want to rent it out and make some side income or something like that. So that's kind of what I did. Rent a third-party vehicle, and I was going to use it for Uber and Lyft. And then I found out later on the companies, that's not what they want you to utilize the vehicle for, So I ended up getting my money back for 4 or 5 of the days in which I rented for 6 days, and so I got my money back for the 5 days. They refunded my money. So I basically went on ahead and took a leave of absence, and I told my main managers, the main head supervisor of MLS, and I texted him and told him I took my leave of absence that Monday. I went on ahead and told him I would not be coming back. I think it was that Monday. I told him that I wouldn't be coming back for a couple of weeks or months or something like that. I took a leave of absence. So anyway, I think I toughed it out. I think I waited. I'm going to see how this thing rolled out. I didn't go back to work. I didn't. I don't think I went back to work after that. I think I just toughed it out because I think I got paid. I got paid and everything. And so I waited until that next week. The next Wednesday. Matter of fact, over the weekend, I went ahead and got with Lyft. Everything panned out good, and then I went on ahead and hitched my debit card up and you know, renovated a vehicle with Lyft. They have what you call Express Drive, and I did that. And so I renovated for that Wednesday, and so I just basically just toughed it out. Because I had saved up a pretty good bit of money. I had probably close to $1,000, if not $1,000. So I was pretty good to go, because I was trying to, you know, months earlier, that's what I was trying to do. Y'all heard me talking about going to try to take a leave of absence, you know. But it was very, very hard for me because I had setbacks. Some of y'all already know that. I misplaced my license. And then I had to wait almost a whole month before I got my license. So that's why I'm held back. And then there was the weather. You see? And then I had the prophenology was whooping my butt. So, you know, I had money. I had web businesses I was working on, you know, because of that prophenology. And which mean that they were doing the FBI, that group within the FBI, and Erykah Badu were doing a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to say on this video right now. They were doing a whole lot of stuff. And that prophenology, God was telling me everything they were doing. Okay? And yeah, God was sending my downloads. Yes, of course. Visions. And he would tell me through prophets and a few privileged psychic people that he let me listen to. But I'm telling y'all, I toughed it on out. So when that next week rolled around, I was excited. That Wednesday rolled around, I started working for Lyft. So I was basically, I was out of blue collar work for 2 or 3 weeks. I was out of blue collar work, and I was thinking that I was gonna be, you know, no more blue collar work no more. I'm officially out of it, you know. But the government had something up their sleeves, y'all, and everything that the prophets, the seers of God, and the some of the privileged psychic ladies were talking about came, I mean, right on the nail. They were saying that Erykah Badu, she was plotting stuff against me, and she had all these people doing her dirty work, you know, trying to stop me and block me from, you know, doing whatever, you know, I'm supposed to be doing, you know, part of my mission for God as well. But especially that money-making part of it, okay? That's still part of my mission as well, that economic stuff, you know, the business, the entrepreneur stuff, you know, it's part. And that's the part that she's after. And she was trying to block me, you know, the Lyft thing too, and the FBI especially. They plotted some stuff they made a deal with Lyft to stop me from driving and riding with them, especially the driving, to figure out a way to sabotage my driving gig work with Lyft. So I went that Wednesday and I got the vehicle. Okay, and you know, you have to do all the red tape, the paperwork and all that stuff, and they got to talk to you, and then you go and they orientate you with the vehicle and everything. When I got there, I didn't get the vehicle I expected. I thought I was going to be getting a mid-size, which was probably be like a Toyota or something like that, but they end up giving me a full-size sedan, which is fine. When I saw it, I said, oh, it's okay. I didn't have no problem with it. But long story short, when they were inspecting it, and I had to go back in and get my phone or something. I had it charged up or something like that, had my phone charging up. I went back in there to get it, and then when I came back out, I looked at the vehicle and I saw, and just in a quick flinch of a moment, I saw two of the RNTs, the ones that were, inspect the vehicle and, with you and let you and tell you about everything and all of this and tell you what is expected of you with the vehicle. And I saw two of them, right? And they were whispering something, like they were hiding something. And then God told me in my download that they were talking about something in regards to that vehicle, that vehicle, something they knew. God said they were being deceptive about something. And God said, you're going to find out what it is. So, I didn't say nothing about it. I just kept it to myself. But as I drove on down the road, and I didn't get too far from the place. This is Express Drive, for Lyft. In Irving, Texas. That's the location of it. I noticed that the tire light popped on, and that means that your tire the air in your tire is low, or it's got a hole in it. So when it popped on, I turned that vehicle right back around. Okay, because they supposed to inspect those cars very good. That means the tire supposed to be inspected. That means that you take a penny and put in the crack of that tire. If that penny cannot fit in that tire, that means that tire is wore down. That's the thread part with the cracks in it. Okay? That means that it is wore down and that it's vulnerable to nails and screws and stuff. Anyway, I take it back and I tell the lady, that the tire is, the light done popped on it. The little icon light done popped on, and it needs some air. Okay, she gets this little fancy, tiny portable air machine. She goes out, and I noticed her behavior, her demeanor. She was annoyed, but she tried to hide it. But with somebody like me, you won't be able to hide it from me. Okay, I can see everything. So she had an attitude, a secret attitude. She was very annoyed because, but she tried to hide it, to try to be professional, but she was kind of rude in her actions. But I just kept it to myself, She fixed the tire, and I told her thank you, and, I noticed that it seemed like she wasn't happy because I brought the tire back. I brought the car back. She filled it up with air. And I was able to, start taking rides and everything, and I made a pretty good bit of money, I paid a pretty good bit of money for it to be for about 4 or 5 hours. It was pretty decent. Okay, so, and that day they told us that, and it's very expensive. If y'all ever ride for Lyft, and I'm not telling people don't ride with Lyft, but Uber is the best. I'm going to tell you that right now. Uber is the best. Now, I'm not going to tell people don't ride with Lyft because I had a bad experience with them. It's because I have the FBI on me, and the FBI is what sabotaged my business relationship with Lyft. If you drive with Lyft, do not use their express drive. It's not for everybody. Okay? It's not for everybody. They have what you call personal drive, and if you don't get a certain amount, you're gonna have to pay a certain amount. If you don't get that, I'm telling you, they will bill you for it, and they will take it out of your money. So it'd be better if you rent with some of the other companies or Hearst or somebody. Do not rent with Express Drive. I'm telling you, do not do it. And I'm wishing that, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit later in this video, I'm going to tell y'all what God really wanted me to do. Okay, so the next day, I'm just going to fast forward to the next day. Thursday, because the Wednesday we had the choice. We could take that day off and just relax, and and review paperwork or get ourselves ready for driving, taking rides. So, and because they have a weird program they have. Okay, I paid like $350. And they use that as a deposit. I was thinking that was part of renting with them. And come to find out, that was the deposit money. So we were required to drive for, we had to take so many rides. I think it was like, we had to do at least 11 rides in order for us to pay a certain, because they had prorated it and everything. But anyway, fast forward to Thursday. Okay, Thursday I was going to start driving because I had already met most of my hours. I think I had already did 5 or 6 rides that day. And Thursday, I get in my vehicle. I think I went to go get, do something personal or something, do my exercise and get my shower. And then when I got to the place, the light popped back on again. The tire light popped back on. The back tire, the back right tire popped back on. That light icon popped right back on. And I called the place. Actually, I went to the place. I went all the way back out there to the place, to the Express Drive that Thursday morning. And I waited there, and then I told the lady, and she stood there and looked at me and, calmly. Oh, yeah, she was professional and polite. But the way in which her demeanor was, her hidden demeanor, her second layer of demeanor, that's why I call it. It felt like that she was happy about it or something. And she told me, oh, you can talk to one of our providers, take it there. You don't have to pay no money. But by me taking it there, that took my time. That cost me hours in which I could have made money. Okay, so I wind up, they fixed it. It didn't take them long, but most of the day was gone. Okay, because I don't ride like after a certain period of time at nighttime when it gets real dark. I don't make it a practice of driving at night. Okay, if I can help it. And anyway, that whole day was gone. So I lost that day. That's income, That's income. That's a good $200, if not $250 income. So I lost that. Okay, long story short, that's what they wanted. The FBI and the Erykah Badu and all of those other ones, that was part of the plan. It's to cause me to lose income, to sabotage me. It may be even worse. That was the plan, to sabotage. They really wanted me to, if I didn't get the tire fixed, either one way or the other, I was going to lose income, or I was going to get in an accident. And that's what they wanted. They wanted me to get in a accident, a car crash. Okay, y'all stay tuned. Because, I'm just warming up. I'm just not warming up about the FBI and the deal that they made, the secret deal they made with Lyft. Okay, so it don't stop there. That Friday, we got back on track. We worked that Friday, and we did pretty good. Okay, we did pretty good. I think we made close to almost $200 Friday. And then that Saturday was fine. It wasn't too good, but it wasn't too bad either. I made just about $100, a little over. So, and then we fast forward to Sunday. Okay, Sunday, I get up early in the morning. I get ready to go and, do my exercise and get me a bath or a shower. That's what I'm getting ready to do. And I get in the vehicle, and it's early in the morning because I'm trying to get that out of the way so I can, after I take my bath, then I go and start my day, working. So I get on the freeway, and then I get to Web Chapter, somewhere like Web Chapter. It's over here off of, it's in Farmers Branch, Texas area. So Web Chapel. And I get there, and the light says green. I wait, and there wasn't a whole lot of people. I was surprised to see some people, coming through, because it was probably about 5 or 6 something. It was about 6 something in the morning. So I'm surprised to see a pretty good bit of people coming through. And I noticed the light said green. And so what I'm going to do, I don't want this video to be long. I don't want it to be long. So my point is, the city of Dallas, they didn't fix their lights. They don't even know that they're lights. Here's how I really feel about the light poles that are over the stoplights. Those were not on. And that's how I got in a crash. Okay, I got in a crash because of that. And those were deliberately turned off because all of the other pole lights over the interstate, they were on. But this intersection that I was on, I'm telling y'all, I believe that they were sabotaged on purpose. I believe that they were turned off by the FBI, CIA, NSA. Don't matter how. But I believe the dude that I totaled his SUV, it was a used SUV. I believe that he was an agent. I believe that. And reason why I believe that, y'all, is because my phone and my tablets is bugged. They're cloned. The FBI, maybe even the CIA and the NSA, they listen to me like I'm talking right now. Okay? Like the apps. Like, say if I, whatever I type in, they know that. They can see that. So I believe that because they made a deal with Lyft to do whatever it takes to sabotage my driving gig job with them. So think about it. How ruthless these people are. How they follow me everywhere. Like I'm Adolf Hitler's granddaughter or somebody. Like I'm gonna blow the world up or something. So think about that. And all this technology they have, reading the mind and all this stuff, controlling the weather, they can turn those lights off. They can turn those lights off, interfere with the electronics of them lights. And I believe they did that at that intersection because they knew they're watching me live when I typed that in, where I was going to go at. Trust and believe they know the area. And they could have easily ran there and cut them lights off. Switched them off some kind of way. Because either way, the city of Dallas, it's their fault that we got in that accident. Because the way in which, when like I was turning left, okay, to get on to get on that freeway to go where I was going to get my shower at. So the way that the stoplight is, where the pole lights is over that. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and in the month of March, it's dark. So the words they had it where you turn, you're supposed to hold on green. Okay, those people that's coming forward, they really got the right of way. So you got to wait and yield. It says yield on green, but if there's no light, I can't see that black writing. I couldn't even see him. The way he was hot, the way he was behind that side by side or something. The lady had already went by. I saw her when she went by, but I didn't see him. And that's how I hit, because of the lights were out. They trust and believe that they were behind it. In fact, going fast forward, speed this thing up. After his vehicle were totaled, and that one, the front part of it was tore off, the car. It could be salvaged, but it was going to they claim it was going to take $10,000 or something like that, $12,000. They're like, I shouldn't say it like that, but that's just not the case. It would probably have been about a $5,000, maybe anywhere from between $2,000 to $5,000 repair. Okay, because everything was still working in there. The only thing, the radiator might have been damaged and front part of it. But either way, they pre-planned that. Trust and believe that. They pre-planned that. Okay, so after that happened, we did our paperwork and we changed our, our usual. The police came and, they did their, their investigation, and we got all that stuff taken care of. And, I went back to the office and, and just kind of crashed out for a few days. And so I was hoping to, get back with gig driving again. So I didn't give up. After that happened, I didn't give up. So my plan was to try to see what they were going to do, what Lyft was going to do. And so I re-registered again, or I renovated another one, and they let me renovate. The app did. But when before they waited until that Wednesday, which was, I think, the 13th, and that was like March the 13th. They waited until March the 13th to tell me that I was not going to be able to rent another vehicle with FlexDrive until next year. Say, oh, that's our policy, and they was going to try to make me pay the $550. Now, some people would say that's whatever the insurance that you signed up for, well, you got to pay. But I didn't tell y'all this. God told me in the supernatural, in my download, that one of the agents were talking about Lyft had told them that I was not going to be able to drive or ride with them ever again. Ever. So, and that was before they sent me a text message too. So after they sent the text messages, then I knew what God told me in my download, and what that He allowed me to hear that agent say, that I was not going to be able to ride or drive with Lyft ever again. So they basically, because they had already pre-planned that from the jump. With the tire, what I was telling y'all about, they pre-planned all of that. What they did is they gave me a car with a bad tire on purpose. So they were trying to get me to get in a crash. That's what they were trying to do, and to harm my finances, to mess my money up. Because y'all know you can make a pretty good bit of money with Lyft and Uber. You're not gonna get rich, but you will make a little bit more money than you will make, working a blue collar work job, and they know that. Okay, they probably told them it's possible she can make it depends on her strategy. She can make probably up to about $200, $300 a day. And then y'all already know, some of y'all that's been with me for a while, you know that this leader in this black op group within the FBI, he don't want me to have a whole lot of money. He wants to keep me barely making the minimum. He wants to keep me poor. Okay? So they devised a plan to ruin my my little gig job with Lyft, to cause me to lose money, get in a car crash, so that I would so it would mess up my career or my gig job with Lyft. They wanted to sabotage my business partnership with Lyft. And so they succeeded in doing so. So after that week, a long story short, after that week, I pretty much had to tough it out. I tried to go to Uber, and they got some programs on there, and I was going to get some programs with them, and I found one, I think for a little bit of a fair amount of money. And, I was renting this vehicle they got a program on there with the pro drivers. So I decided to get that little thing going. So I don't know why, and we was going to get it. He had already talked with the people and everything. And so that Friday, I could have started with him. Only thing I had to do was tell him, okay, I'm ready. That's all I had to do. So he was waiting on me. And so I just kept waiting around. And so I decided to wait. I kind of got cold feet, if you want to say that. And I decided to renovate with I decided to renovate with not, I'm trying to say Lyft, but not Lyft, y'all, Hearse. And so I renovated with Hearse. Okay. So I renovated with them, and I decided to do it that Monday. And then when it got close to Monday, then I changed it to Tuesday or something like that. And then when I went to, that morning, I went to go, I was going to get ready to start picking it up. Then they sent me a message, and told me that they didn't have nothing of what I originally renovated for. Only thing they had was the electric cars. Okay. But now, long story short on them, I believe that when they found out who I was, and I believe the feds had something to do with that. I believe they told them to scripted them to tell me that they didn't have no cars, so they didn't want me to renovate with hers. You know, they was trying to block me from driving gig work. They didn't want me to drive with Uber or Lyft. They wanted me to be stuck in blue collar work so they can torture me psychologically and use people as weapons to torture me and to do stuff. Okay, especially their experiments, their illegal experiments, electromagnetic technology, and people use people too to terrorize you as well on the job. Y'all, we got mosquitoes. I thought mosquitoes didn't come out until probably around at least about May, June, summertime. These boogers are already out, y'all, biting. So I'm not going to be very long. I'm going to have to wind this video up because this is for the whole month. So I'm going to have to speed it up because that was a big thing, though, because that really messed my whole month up. And that profit analogy was tearing me up then, too. When I tell y'all what that profit analogy is, y'all eyes going to be bigger than the moon. Because, I mean, it is right on point. And so that didn't work out. I believe that the Uber professional that had rented his vehicles out, I believe that they stuck behind my back and told him something. Because when I called him back and told him, you know, I'm ready to make the, you know, go ahead and rent this vehicle with you, because I had sort of put him on hold, they had probably already talked to him. They had already told him something. Because you can tell. You know, he said, oh, I'll get back with you. I called him and he answered his phone, and then I talked with him. He says, well, I was going to supposedly had rent his vehicle out with somebody else, and they tried to jip him or something. And I told him, well, I'm ready. And he says, well, give me a little time, and I'm at work now, and I'll call you back and all this stuff. Never did. Never did. And I took that as they had already snuck and told him something. Okay. And I had the money pretty much, but then I didn't have enough of it. So I had to go back in blue collar work. So what I did is I pretty much, when I saw that I wasn't going to make it with the Uber thing, I didn't have it, because the other thing, and I come to find out the next week after I went back in blue collar work that they had done approved me. But I still didn't have enough money. I had spent most of the money by that time. And because I couldn't get that money back, get my deposit back, because I had, crashed that vehicle. So I was running short of the money is what I'm trying to say. And so I pretty much had to tough things out. So I went on ahead and went on back in blue collar work. I went on back in and started back working, and I'm there now. But I'm not back at Love Field, because I told y'all when I went on leave of absence, if I had to come back, I was not going to be able to do Love Field. So I'm no longer at Love Field anymore. I'm back to the DFW airport, and I'm back out there now working for Hearst again. Long story short, before that, when I first came back, they put me to Enterprise National. So I was working for National Enterprise via MLS. And I worked there for 3 weeks. Okay, from that time I was telling y'all, when I went back to blue collar work, that's where they put me at. And I worked there for 3 weeks. Okay. And that didn't work out. They recruited some more people at that location. Erica Badu and the FBI. They got a whole bunch of stuff started out there. Okay, whole lot of stuff started out there. And one of them was the car wash. Okay, but that would be for this month, for April. I'm gonna save that part. I'm just letting y'all know what I did in March, and that's what went down in March. I left the Love Field, Dallas airport, the hearse there, and I supposedly got out of the blue collar work and you know, do the little gig work for Uber and Lyft, and maybe even DoorDash or something like that. But that didn't work out for very long because the government had sabotaged it. Okay, and they ruined my not just my driver account with Lyft, but also my rider's account, which are two different. And I may have did a video that I had uploaded, and they had took $550 that they claimed that I owed them, which I did owe them that. But because of them doing what they did, I decided, because they got $350. They got that money, that deposit, they kept it. And so they claim I owe them $200, but the way in which they went about it, okay, and the way that the way they handled the case, hey y'all, I'm gonna wind up this video for today. I just want y'all to know that's what happened for that month. I know y'all was wondering why I hadn't uploaded no videos, but that's what happened for the month of March of 2024. I think I've said enough for that month. I'm going to sign off. Y'all have a blessed day. Y'all stay safe.